asking for an exemption on that, which requires us to add them to the insurance in an interim basis for six months to 2 years, just in case anything happens. They were gonna have to hit trees, tombstones, or even possibly graves if they dug it up any further. They were not willing to disturb it at that.
Now, can I ask a question? So with Dover now putting in this warehouse and their trash is now gonna be dumped onto our roads, have we talked to them about helping out in any of this? Because they are definitely dumping their traffic. They're gonna come out in the bowl and they're gonna have to go left to go down to 83, correct?
Could you wait till maybe new business to discuss that?
Well, I was just wondering since we were just mentioning the concept. I mean, we can, but I'm just curious about that.
Okay, all right, we'll get you an answer,
We'll
okay?
bring up new business.
All
I
right,
have an answer for you. I'll wait for the rest of the new business is fine.
okay. All right, do I hear a motion to accept the,
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2026-07, the Canal Road Betterment Insurance.
I'll second.
all in favor, say aye?
Aye.
Aye, and that's just a short term, very short,
The
okay.
project's complete.
Motion to set the Conewago Township Tax Collectors Commission at $1.75 per bill sent and $1.50 per each bill collected for the real estate taxes for 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to turn over the funds received from the state foreign fire insurance taxes to the Town Volunteer Firefighters Relief Association.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Brian, do you want to tell them where that money comes from?
That's all state money that comes in. It's basically a wash for the township. It's federal money that comes in and, or I should say state money that comes
Yeah,
in.
it comes from accidents. And
Yeah, yeah, I don't even know where all it comes
The
from.
2% tax on fire insurance policies is originally from out of state.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why it says foreign fire insurance, so if
Okay,
your insurance company isn't based in Pennsylvania, there's a 2% fee that the state charges, and then they compile that. There's some formula that I don't even understand how that gets
Well,
distributed.
thank you. That just comes into the township and it gets directly back to the fire company.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, it's good to have you here. We're all getting educated. Okay, motion to appoint somebody to the planning commission for the 4-year term ending in 12/31/2029. We had a name, could you give me that name?
Benjamin Park.
Bart?
Yeah, Park.
Okay, we had a request and Benjamin Park is who we decided to put into that position. So do I hear a motion to accept Benjamin Parks as the planning commission member?
I'll make a motion to appoint Benjamin Parks to the Planning Commission for a 4-year term ending 12/31/2029.
Okay, thank you.
Second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Can I ask a question on how that person was selected? Because I submitted my resume and never heard anything back from anyone sitting
Yeah.
up there.
We
Even though you
had,
respond to everyone, but I didn't get anything else.
yeah, we had quite a few resumes on that, and we had one gentleman that would have been really good at it, but he owns a business and he didn't want the controversy to affect his business, so he declined. We also had some other ones that we're not quite sure were going to be the right fit. And this gentleman is doing some online classes, and he's, seems to be ready to run.
What about hers?
Yeah, we did look at your
She
resume.
didn't but I didn't get any response back. That's why I'm
Okay.
asking that it just went into a void as if
Okay.
because I asked questions or.
No, after we appoint, we do send letters out and say thank you.
So
It
I'll
has
get one
been
after
filled.
this.
Excuse me?
So I should expect my
You
thank you,
should
but
be.
no thank you.
Yes,
after
yes,
this.
thank you.
But I guess that's my question though, Loretta, is at the previous meeting in December, you said you would be talking to everyone who applied.
No,
And I had
I never
zero-
said we would talk to everybody, because we never talk to anybody, we just read their resume. And for one reason or other, it'll go, one might go to the top, one might go to the
I
bottom.
understand that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Make a note of that, thank you.
But it's always good to put your resume in on any kind of volunteer position. Okay.
What is the criteria for that? Like, what are you looking for exactly? How did he float to the top?
There was no description that was provided.
Yeah, you just put in your resume and what you're interested in, what your position in the township, if whatever background you have. And like I said, we just went through them and we didn't discuss it. We just, they gave it to each one of us and we put it in our order, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how we decided. So out of the 3, whoever had the most in the number 1 position is how we did it.
And has Benjamin Park been at meetings? Is he involved? Or is he a new face? Or?
I'm not quite sure if he's been to any meetings.
I've spoken to him, but I don't really look like, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
He's a ghost. Like, how does he know how planning commissions work and how?
He's doing online testing, online,
Honestly, probably 85% of you, we don't ever see your faces.
So,
I mean, we had a guy running for township supervisor that was never even to a
No, they
township meeting.
yeah.
Uh,
What,
Did you
Joe?
interview? No, I just, did you interview him or just?
No, we don't interview, we just go by. It's a position that they don't meet every month. And if it would be for this data center, they probably would only meet 2, 3 times. And also with the zoning, I think the zoning only met 2 times this year. Yeah, 2 last year. So it's not something that's, constantly that we have to meet every month.
No, it's great to have input, but I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, there's normally 10 or 15 people sitting out here. I've been on here 12 years, going on 14, and there's 10 or 12 people sitting in the audience here.
Well, I'm glad to
Typically.
see, I'm glad to see
Yeah,
a
this is
full
great.
audience.
This
I'm
is
glad, yeah. Because that way, if we do just record it, people don't have the opportunity to ask us questions. And like you said, Mr. Zander, you'd like to have answers if you have questions.
Well,
So-
I would think somebody would have an interview with him or even a Zoom.
Well, Bethany did. Bethany had a conversation.
There's the answer. Ding ding.
Okay. All right, okay, we're going to continue on here. So motion to appoint Jesse Coy to the zoning hearing board for 5-year term ending in 2030.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Now Jesse Coy has been on that board, so this is just a reorganization. Motion to appoint Lynn Kahn to the Conewago Township Sewer Authority for the term ending 12/31/2030.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Lynn, you're on again. And that's another one, Lynn been on that for a couple years, and he gives us some good input. Okay, motion to appoint Yelfer as the emergency management coordinator, and that's basically a volunteer position.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Welcome aboard. Okay, motion to appoint a qualified elector from the township to the vacancy board. We have George Herman did that for quite a few years.
It's a tough job, but I'm willing to do it.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The reason he's laughing is we've never had to use that. Since 2010, I think was the last we had to use it. So, okay, here's a long one, bear with me. Motion to authorize the supervisors, appointed officials, and/or staff to attend federal, state, county conventions, conferences, institutes, meetings, forums, and training dealing with their duties and functions as permitted under the second-class township code. The expenses for attending these events will be paid by the township and are limited to the registration fee, mileage for the use of a personal vehicle, or reimbursement of actual transportation expense going to and returning from the event, plus all other actual expenses that are incurred. Don't make me read it again. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Planning and zoning, we already
No,
addressed.
you mentioned two.
Okay. Motion to appoint, I'm glad you guys are keeping them straight. Motion to appoint a voting delegate to the Hershey Convention.
I'll nominate John.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion to appoint an alternate voting delegate to the Hershey Convention.
I'll make a motion to appoint Loretta as the alternate.
Did you write it?
I'll second
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we're good for the planning and zoning. So, was that the only thing we had on there?
Yeah, just the sewer, that's all we have for planning and zoning right now.
Okay, and we're gonna just table that. Okay. Okay, the following reports, since this was gonna be a long session, I don't have a big report. Well, maybe I do. Okay, for the Northern Regional, for the police report, last month I swore in 3 new officers, Officer Connor Hughes, Officer Bailey Baschak. Do you know, is that you?
Blushing.
Okay, thank you. And Officer Wade Lodman. And so when you see these guys in the community, which we have one here tonight, just welcome them to our community. And make sure you go on Copenhagen Road, right? Okay. Permanent appointment to the rank of sergeant, which is Erica Eicher, and the permanent appointment to Corporal Stephen Lebo. Stephen Lebo was one of our detectives, and since pretty much our whole detective division was wiped out in September, Stephen's also filling in for that. We also have a loan from the district attorney's office, detective, that's helping us with our detective cases that we have pending. So I want to thank them for helping us out. All right, our numbers are kind of coming down a little bit. Our numbers for reports for the month of November were only up 37 more calls than the previous November. So far, our total calls for the year are up 1,060. Now, most of that has to do with Locust Point, with the reports on the trucks. So right now for the year, Northern Regional in Conewago Township alone did 4,279 calls. That's a lot. I'd like to read a little bit on police reports. There wasn't a lot happening for the month of November. In Conewago Township here, on East Canal Road, a 73-year-old male was scammed out of $596,000 thinking he was dealing with Social Security fraud. So just beware, if Social Security calls you, it's a fraud. Report anything to Northern Regional. I'm not going to read that one, that's nasty. In Manchester Township, just to give you an idea of some of the calls here, Manchester Township, there was a stalking. A 52-year-old male was arrested for breaking into his ex-girlfriend's home on 2 different nights. He went in, he rearranged items in her sunroom, and then he left. So that's kind of a strange one. Also, another strange one, a fraud case, also in Manchester Township. A 63-year-old female sent several $100s to a person posing online as Carrie Underwood. That's crazy. Also, there was a bank robbery in Manchester Township. A 59-year-old male was arrested for robbing the First National Bank. He stole $1,600. And one other one. North York Borough, an 8-year-old male and a 17-year-old male were arrested for robbing the Stop and Chill convenience store vape products. The suspect vanished brass knuckles and threatened the store clerk. Can you imagine an 8-year-old? Where's their parents? Okay, the building report, everybody reviewed that?
Yes.
Let's see if I have anything else here. Okay, do I hear a motion to accept the reports?
I'll make a motion to accept the reports for December.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And Jeremy's not with us tonight. He's usually here at Northern Regional. He had minor surgery today, so he's recuperating. Treasurer's report. We have a really good treasurer's report. Our interest for the year was great. I'm hoping the interest continues.
No, it's not gonna. We should have a new Fed chair by May.
Yeah. Is that when it all goes south?
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, real estate market will do better.
okay. Okay, do I hear a motion to accept the,
I'll make a motion to approve the financial report
for
for December.
December?
Yeah, and I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Road report.
The only thing I have is for you guys, the annual liquid fuels report was submitted along with the DCP report, so the funding should be here March 1st.
Okay, great. All right, solicitor's report. He's another one that couldn't make it tonight, so his is usually pretty short. Yeah, I don't think we had any.
The only thing you had was the one that went to the Supreme Court. We're waiting on a ruling on that. That was really the only major thing that was on there.
Yeah.
And were we looking at, last month, we talked about some cars being junked and things like that. Are we starting the process on
I
that?
talked to the people on Bremer Road. They're
Okay.
supposed to remove at least one of them because they're allowed to have one junk vehicle there. The one you just told me about today is something that's been on the radar for a little bit.
All right.
Okay. All right. No unfinished business? New business. Just a reminder, the auditors meeting is January the 6th, which is tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And it's open to the public. It's a public meeting. Normally, nobody shows up, but because it's kind of boring. They actually just approved two things. They approved what we said tonight about the bond. They can set how much our bond would be. And also they set the, how much is salaries of supervisors, as far as if we would be working, as far as snow removal or anything like that. I think you did it 1 year or something, but we only do that in case there's an emergency and we need a snowplow driver or something. Ryan would come in, but as far as us, we don't come in and go on payroll. But it's something that has to be set, and that's set at $20 an hour. So I don't know who would want to come in all night long and do snow removal for $20 an hour. Other business? Well, I just have a couple.
Under new business, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Did you want to talk about Dover?
Okay.
So PennDOT temporarily is putting a red light there at Canal.
Can you talk up?
That is the,
Brian, I mean,
sorry. So PennDOT is putting a temporary red light there at Canal and Pool. The later plan, not PennDOT, sorry, the developer is. PennDOT is planning a roundabout there within the next 5 years. They could not coordinate it together to make it all be the roundabout. That's the only thing I've heard from them about that. Dover does not talk to us too well. We don't get many answers from them when
I
I do
get
ask
a
them.
little bit of insight from
I
them
don't get
because
much
I
from them
know
at all.
somebody who works there. But basically, I know that the roundabout was supposed to be done 5 years ago and PennDOT like fooled around with it. But my
Yep.
concern is,
I think it's funding is the problem.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I'm not sure about that, but my concern is their entrance is gonna be Bull Road, correct?
Mhm.
So we're gonna have that traffic coming down Bull Road and down through our township. It's not gonna go through their township. So, like, they just set us up for more downfall. So,
More
like,
maintenance.
shouldn't they be made to help contribute into this mess that's gonna be going on?
Well, the developer is the one that's putting the light there.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the
Yeah.
everyday traffic
I
on
think they
Canal Road's gonna have to be widened.
Weren't they
The
also
whole part,
putting money
not
towards
just
the?
Yeah, it already backs up almost 8 miles, trying to get
That's where
through.
some of that money was.
Right, but I'm just talking about the road in
Oh, I know.
general. So
I know.
here's an
And it's not
example.
even just here, now you get to either Emmitsville or Strownstown, and they're opposed.
It takes, in rush hour, if I come up the trail to get to Shrines Town, it takes me 20 minutes to a half an hour to get through that red light. not only that, this morning, I'm on my way to work, and I'm behind the tractor trailer there on, and I know that's not our property, but Zion View. And he's got his flashers on, he's going like 20 miles, I leave plenty of time so I don't have to rush. The car behind me is impatient, he's back behind me just doing this. Next thing I know, he's around me, and and I've had this on Canal too. He's around me, around the truck, and almost hit the car coming down the other way. I mean, and I've had this on the trail happen to me. I'm actually installing a cam on my car now, so if I'm ever in an accident, I can prove that they did it. But, you know, like, we're gonna be now footing that from Dover. Like, I got into a heated discussion with this person, they're like, I'm not even in that department. I'm like, I don't care, voice your opinion. Because now they're virtually shoving their traffic onto us, because them trucks have nowhere else to go. And I mean, we have to think about the future. We have enough of a traffic problem, and this is just gonna build it even more.
I've been in contact with Eric Connor from PennDOT. He's the engineer, project manager for our area there. And he's telling me they are not going to issue that warehouse a permit for their driveway until those road repairs, improvements are made.
Because I think they're saying like 1,500 trucks a week.
I did hear that.
A week.
It's right here in an email.
I know Eric as well, so he sits in it now.
And they're paying for all of the improvements.
The Heinz project is,
Pardon?
the developer.
Yep.
They're
that
actually
include our
doing some
roads?
intersection upgrades at the Susquehanna
Yeah,
Trail.
see, that's my fault. Is that gonna include Canal Road in our township down to get on Strang? It's gonna get so bad, like, that, like, those of us who live in Strangstown now, it is really hard to get out. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times now, I'm going down Bower Bridge Road and I'm going down all kinds of side roads to get out to West Shore. You know, or, you know, like if there's an accident, we are virtually stuck in my living area. We're stuck. I mean, I've been here almost 5 years, and there was a time, one time, we just couldn't get out because there was an accident on 83. We were stuck.
Okay,
You know.
yeah, I think that's something, we should check with Dover too.
Just a thought.
Now, the
Okay.
Heinz
To follow up on
project
that?
is doing upgrades of the trail on Canal. As far back as they're going, I don't know. They are making those corners a little wider, but that's not part of the canal betterment. So we have 3 projects that are running,
Right, I just
not
feel like
playing
we
well
don't
with each
need any
other.
more
So
projects. We got so much to fit.
Canal betterment, which is from Canal, the Susquehanna Trail all the way out to East Manchester. That includes the bridge replacement. We have the Heinz project, and then there's also one going on Lucas Point with the new warehouse. We're going to be shutting that down to redo that road.
Correct, but when all that goes through, and you're gonna widen the roads there, are the trucks gonna be allowed on them roads then? Are you actually making the bridge heavy enough to accommodate?
That's a PennDOT project, yes. And the meetings I've sat in, yes, they're widening the road by 2 feet on either side, and they're redoing the bridge to make it structurally fit.
Okay, all right, and we're gonna move on here.
Loretta, we
So-
have some questions still out in the audience
Okay.
concerning this.
I'm sorry, your name and address, please?
Danica Sliger Dallum, 4915 Lewisberry Road. Lewisberry Road, pardon my French, is a bitch right there at Canal. There are accidents there on a regular basis, more so maybe where there's a signal light. You will sit there, it backs up, especially when you get buses, and the truck traffic already is horrible. How is that being addressed?
Again, I hate saying this, but there are 2 PennDOT roads intersections. They do not play well with us when we ask for things. My tenure here for 5 years, I've asked for a red light blue leaf road.
Yes.
Each time I've asked them, you need answers no.
PennDOT says Conewago Township approved the road study.
We did, and it didn't approve a red light there. Why, I don't know.
So why did we approve it?
What's the future of poverty? Like, you put 3 more warehouses in there, or you have DHL up on the hill, you got all that truck traffic, and
That's
I
something I'm
will.
looking into. I'd like to make it no left turn, but I don't know if that's illegal. That's, again, do the traffic studies for all our roads. If I did a traffic study for 56 miles of road, the estimate is $1.5 million, just in paperwork. I don't think anybody wants to suspend that,
Did
but
Pat
I,
have to do a traffic study for all the intersections affected from Freedom Square? Did he do a traffic study?
All
that was
projects,
prior to me.
yeah, all projects have traffic studies. And also the Heinz project, the way I understand, there's gonna be a traffic light also at, what's up there across from Hilton, that goes across,
Oh,
that,
Hilton, Bull.
Hilton.
Bull.
oh, okay, Hilton and Bull. Yeah, they're supposed to put a traffic light there also.
Correct. If you do traffic studies, then why in God's name did you all approve these warehouses? Why?
Because they meet our criteria and we cannot deny them.
But, okay, then you need to either make additional to the roads to accommodate these trucks.
Yes, and
Because
that's in the works.
more or less is what you're saying is let's just not give the people who live here no common ground, but we'll grant every goddamn truck driver and all these hobby dudes out there driving God's gift.
Okay.
Because
all
that's
right.
about where it boils down to.
All right, thank you for your comment.
Well, I just wanted to add one thing to that, too. A lot of these traffic studies were not done by the township, they were done by the state, because they're on state roads.
I
So the
understand
state-
that.
The state oversees us on any state road, we have no say
Yeah,
whatsoever.
but you guys are the ones that are approving all these warehouses.
We have to by law.
No, you don't. No,
Yeah.
you.
I think we should have a town meeting on,
You
No,
think?
you
Wait a
don't.
minute,
You
think- wait a minute.
you have to abide by some of
You
them,
think
not
we
all
just
of
do
them.
what we wanna do up here? And that is not the case.
Okay,
That's not.
okay.
If you
I'm
have been
real
here for the
good.
2 years that Freedom Square went in, we fought that tooth and nail, Freedom Square. We had to leave that go in, or we'd be in a lawsuit that would cost us probably millions of dollars that we would lose. We go by state code here.
but we put restrictions on them too.
It's not a decision, and none of this that we do here is our decision. It's what we're allowed to do and have to approve by law.
Well, and it's funny you say that because there's some things that we're mandated that we have to do. One, I don't want to even bring this up, but recycling and garbage, that's another issue. But there's some things that we can't do. I know what turmoil our township is in, and I contacted our solicitor, and I said, before our meetings, when we start, can we say a prayer before we have a meeting? And he wrote back, no, with like 10 zeros on there. And it's like, I knew the answer. I know separation of church and state, but I said, I thought maybe there was a loophole somewhere.
If you go
But
out to the flagpole, you can do it before your meeting.
yeah, it's certain things you can do, certain things you can't do. So we're going to move on here.
I do have one more question about the voting, and I agree with you with Facebook. Something said about you, it's awful. I mean, it's just defamation of, But the one thing I did post is I feel the warehouses, they're up, they're functioning, we're building more, and now we're looking at the roads. We put the cart before the horse.
It wasn't though.
Hmm?
It wasn't. It wasn't. I mean,
Cloverleaf was redone before the warehouses. I know your question, and I heard what you had said on Facebook. Unfortunately, Kinsley owned that property. It was already zoned industrial. So anything we did, we couldn't deny them, or they would have taken us to court and fought us, and then we would have spent taxpayer money and still lost. So what
Why
they,
couldn't, I'm trying to understand, why couldn't we put some kind of stipulation that you're gonna do this, you're gonna pay for the new ramp and the new byways for these trucks?
the problem is, I know you
can't
can see
build
this, we
until
go
then.
up to that state road. They gave us a right-of-way of 15 feet that we had to abide by their rules, and we did. That road has 16 inches of material on it. It is an industrial road.
and they paid for it.
Yeah, they paid for it, the developers paid for
Do you
that.
see how close it is to the road?
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I mean, poor little Nate.
yeah.
I mean, what's he look at? I mean, Yvette's had cancer, she's got all the diesel fumes. And
Didn't
what
Conewaga
the answer is
Township
for
change
her?
the zoning for that? Didn't Conewaga Township change the zoning for that?
That was already-
tenure. I don't know.
Just like Freedom Square. Freedom Square was zoned residential, I think, in the late 70s, early 80s. It's not something that we changed. All this was, it was kind of a bomb ticking to go off. And now
Well, I
that,
think nobody expected.
well, the
road.
infrastructure, some
Yeah.
of the infrastructure is here, sewer, we got sewer now. And it just opened up Pandora's box now to a lot of things that we didn't want.
And the funding for us up here, I met with Senator Keeper. That funding stopped at Manchester, where they're putting that bridge in down there. We have nothing here. And we've asked her why, she's trying to fight for that, but talking about acts of Congress to get that money down to us. We want that whole interchange down there, changed at Cove Creek, definitely.
What if you would put a no turn on red from the highway coming up?
Federal, they won't let us do anything with that.
Okay, because this is rare reading out there.
I
for me.
know, I used to go home that
8
way.
minutes, I time every time I go out there to get out.
I'm not quite sure why you go out that way, because you're pretty close to Cross Farm. Wouldn't it be safer to go out that way?
It's still a long road, and then, like, the only way I get out is by a trucker, and that's if the car goes past the trucker, comes around, I had on this sweat the other day, because I came out and around.
Okay, I think we had one more question.
I was gonna reference back to the original conversation on the Dover-Hines project. I know when they had their last township meeting, I was not able to attend the Dover Township meeting. I know I asked if any of you were attending and none of you were also available. Is there an opportunity, because evidently we don't play well with Dover, to maybe look to have someone be appointed as a township liaison to hopefully be able to attend those and be able to facilitate conversation? Because it sounds like, I mean, and I know, because I'm gonna end up with that traffic if I ever wanna go to Dottie's again. To ensure that like these developers are taking us into consideration. If they're gonna be wrecking our road, who's holding them accountable for that? I
Okay.
get it, Dover gets to approve everything, but where do we get to turn around and sue that developer for not taking care of our roads?
Okay, all right, I think we can check their schedule out and see,
I don't know when the meetings are, so I couldn't
yeah,
tell you if I
we'll
could-
check their schedule and we'll have somebody attend.
And then can we just maybe get regular updates, because there's gotta be something
Okay.
in there that we
All
can
right.
start holding Dover accountable.
Okay, I have one more question before we close.
Yeah, I got a question. How big can this Freedom Square get before we have to, in our sewer plant,
Okay, it's 167 homes.
is all they can build?
Well, I think they have a little bit in phase 2.
They have enough for 221 EDUs, but it's in 2 phases. Phase
Right.
1 goes in so much here, they get some more permits. It goes in 5
Right.
different steps in phase 1. He has enough just for phase 2A, I think it is. And that's it. They have no more after that.
And that locks
Until
him down until he either comes up with money or the township comes up with money to,
Townships,
Well, the township's not.
the townships,
so we can lock him in at 200 and something homes.
That's it, that's it.
as of right
Yeah.
now.
Until the sewer is expanded, and that, the township is
Yeah.
paying for that.
Yep.
What was his total goal number?
What's that?
Well, I just want, what was the total goal number?
Phase 1 was 167, phase 2,
The total for all of Freedom Square, what was his goal?
I'd have to look at their paperwork.
I think it's over 100.
Yeah,
Right.
I
One
can,
thousand.
I
yeah,
think it's 1048 or something
But
like
yes,
that.
the original conversation that we had
Commercial,
was,
they're trying to push stuff.
now, we have no say over the sewer authority, but Lynn, was there talk about this? Because I know we discussed it.
They said originally
We were trying to keep
That's my fault.
all existing sewer